Hi, this is Jake from MyUntangled Media. Today we're going to talk about pretty much my favorite topic in the world, which is Google. And we're going to kind of zone in on something specific, which is really recent updates, but more generally sort of philosophical changes that Google has had recently in terms of their search. And when I say recently, I mean within the last few years, I'd say. Things have shifted quite a bit. Everybody knows what a Google search is, and they can go to google.com and be presented with this screen. But I've recently realized that a lot of folks aren't aware of just how much information has been built into the search engine that you can just get without even having to leave the search engine itself to go to any relevant pages. So today we're going to really just quickly go through some tips and tricks, a day in the life of, say, a Google search power user. And I think you're going to enjoy it. If you recall back to how we used to search for Google things, or things on Google, or how you might still search, back in the day, if I wanted to, for instance, get the meaning of a word, I might, or the spelling, I might type in dictionary. And then it would give me here, obviously, a lot of results, but, dictionary.com, Merriam-Webster, pretty much all the big ones usually come up first. I would then maybe click on the Merriam-Webster dictionary and look up the word and get my spelling, my meaning, whatever I'm looking for. Same thing, like, say, back in the day for Google, if I wanted to look for flight information or flight times, I might type in flight times. Or if I know it's, and then go to one of these sites, or if I know it's U.S. Airways, say, I might type in, U.S. Airways, and they'll have to take me right to the U.S. Airways website, and then check my flight status that way. But all these things take me out of Google search into another site, which is what, Google search was sort of all about. But there's really been a shift, and I want to take you through a day of a Google Power user. So I think it would kind of go something like this. Let's say I woke up in the morning and I'm getting to my desk, and I open up my Google search, and first thing I want to do is check the weather. So I can just go here and type weather, and it's already going to pop up for me. But I want to type in weather Oak Island, NC. And as you'll see, it pops up for me almost immediately. In the previous example, I might have typed in weather.com, or I might have typed in, weather places, and it still shows me my searches. Weather.com pretty much comes up always first. AccuWeather, WeatherBug, different weather sites and related searches as well. And back in the day, I would have clicked on one of these and then gone and taken a look at the weather. Now, I don't have to leave Google search. Here I am, and I can see not only it's 53 degrees currently, or at least as of Monday at 11 a.m., and I can see my humidity and such. I can see my trend for the week. I can see how it's going to be. Looks like it's going to rain a little bit tomorrow. Yikes, and it's going to get a little cooler. And I can see that throughout the week as well, a little warmer here. I can also check my precipitation levels and my wind levels. Maybe I'm thinking of taking my boat out. So it looks like this weekend might be partly cloudy, 52. Winds aren't too bad. Looking fairly low on the precipitation. All right. But anyway, I was starting my day just trying to see what the temperature was going to be like today, figuring out what I'm going to wear. And this information, as you can see, is pulling from a few different places. And what Google search does now is when it pulls information like this, it tells you where it's coming from. So I can go right to AccuWeather by clicking this, and it'll take me to the Oak Island information after the H&R Block pops up and aggravates me with their ad. And I can see where this was pulling from. This is one of the places that Google's getting this particular data. They're also getting it from the Weather Channel and Weather Underground. So that's just one way of doing it. So now I know what I'm going to wear. So now I know I've got somebody coming in. Let's say I'll use my flight info as another example. So I know I've got someone flying in, and I want to see how their flight's doing. Well, like I showed you before, I could in the past hit flight times. or some other thing and try to figure it out from there. What if I just put in, let's say I know it's US Airways 2988. Boom. All I typed in was US Airways 2988, and I've got my status right here. This flight landed in Kalamazoo. All right. And it's left Kalamazoo. Well, it landed from Chicago, went to Kalamazoo at 11:03, and then it left Kalamazoo at 11:26. And it's supposed to be here 11:22 a.m. So, these are, obviously real flights pulling in real time. You can see underneath, if I went here, all these other flight stats show up, and I can still go to US Airways and find the information that way as well. But why do I want to go like that, then click here, then click here, then go like this to see this information that I've already seen? All right. So, okay, so I've checked my my friend's flight, and I know when it's coming in. So I've got a little time to do that, so that's good. Now that I'm looking at flights, maybe I'm thinking to myself, I'd love to get away too. I wonder what, flights for Paris are going on right these days. So I'm going to go back up here to my Google search and go flights from Wilmington, North Carolina to Paris. Let's see what happens. And if I do a search here, these are ads up at top. Okay, so get rid of those. If I go down here, I can see Google is rendering for me on their own google.com/flight server flights from ILM to Paris, all airports. So I can see in Delta, and I can pick my date. So I'm not ready to leave anytime soon. Maybe I want to go, the 1st to the 3rd. I can see what my different results are. I can click through to the particular sites right here. Or I can just go over to more flight results, and it'll take me right into the Google Flights app, which will show me even more options. I can change my connecting airports. I can change my times, my airline, specify my price, any kind of stops, one-way, multi-city. You see, this gets pretty good. And again, I've done all of this right from just doing my original search, flights from Wilmington, North Carolina to Paris. All right, so that was kind of fun, but now that I'm thinking about going away, I'm wondering, is it Labor Day that comes up soon? When can I leave? I forget. So when are those things? So let's go Labor Day 2014. Oh, that's Monday, September 1st. Interesting. So, well, that's not going to work. That just passed. Maybe it's Memorial Day I'm thinking of. When's that? Oh, that's May 26th. Okay, so that might be a better time for me to plan my vacation. So that's pretty cool. Back in the day, I used to have to look up, holiday dates. 2014 might have been what I did, or 2015, and then you could go to timeanddate.com and again type in Memorial or Labor or whatever. Why bother when I can just go right like this, and Google's going to tell me exactly when it is. All right. So that's pretty cool now that I know that. So I'll have to plan my vacation accordingly, but in the meantime, I should focus on work, I guess, a little bit. Now, I've got a conference call later today, and I just realized it's in London. So, I don't know what time it is in London right now. Oh, okay. So I just hit time London, and as you can see, Google's telling me it's currently 4:47 on Monday in London. That's GMT. So, I better get to that conference call if I want to try to catch them before they get out of work. So that's a good thing. And, but I was thinking before I get to that, I was going to talk to somebody about a couple of different things they wanted to know about different populations and areas. So let me do a little bit of research before I make this call. So let's say I want to talk to this person about population of Wilmington, North Carolina. I'll just type in population, Wilmington, North Carolina. And what this is public data search that Google's now doing. Now, again, back in the day, I probably would have gone right to Wikipedia or City Data, which these are my two, sort of favorite sites for this type of demographic information. And you'll still see all of these searches are here, census information and such. But why bother? So I've got it right here. Population Wilmington, North Carolina. Pretty cool, huh? And not only that, I can explore more. Now this is being pulled from the United States Census Bureau. So I can also click on different pieces of information to see right here. But if I click explore more, this is going to take me to, much like we went to the flight app, this is taking me to Google's public data application, which is pretty powerful, and I'm kind of surprised how many people don't know about it. It's pulling from the U.S. Census Bureau, and it's telling me when it was last updated. So, you have to take it with a grain of salt in terms of when the data was loaded. But what's really cool here is, like for instance, when I moved to North Carolina, I wasn't sure how Wilmington, and I don't want Wilmington, Delaware, actually. Sorry, folks. I want Wilmington, North Carolina. I was surprised, and I think this is already checked off. Let's just make sure. It is. Okay, so that's that line right there. Let's say I wanted to compare. I was curious, what was the size difference between Wilmington, North Carolina, and Boston, Massachusetts, where I was before? I came right here, and if I just go Massachusetts, I'll go places. You can do county to county, obviously, but I'm going to do places. And I'm just going to go to Boston and hit Boston. So now you can see, wow, it's much more populous. So Boston's got a population of 636 as of July 2012, whereas Wilmington's only got a population of 109,992. So it's, obviously a much higher population. I could then drill into all kinds of pieces of information here. I can also drill in and have it rendered in multiple ways, different kinds of pie graphs, and I have to compare something here in order to show you something a little bit more interesting, but all kinds of different population graphs I can see here and fancy things here. I can even embed this or email this. So let's say I was prepping some data for a particular demonstration I had or a blog post. I can iframe this entire graph right into my website. I can change the dates that I'm looking at. I want to look way back in April of 1937, what the population was. And I want to play it out and see it grow. Again, all I did was originally started with, if I go back and show you, I originally started with just a Google search of population, Wilmington, North Carolina. So the next thing I want to show you is, let's say I have my conference call and things went pretty well. Okay, so now I'm back to my computer and I'm getting back to work. Somebody said something on the conference call and I wasn't sure what they meant by it. I thought maybe they were swearing at me. I thought they said something like facetious. Okay, so I typed that in. Let's say I don't know what facetious means. Well, here it is. Back in the day, I would have gone to Merriam-Webster, and then I would have looked it up, and then I would have hit search, and then it would have come up. Why bother? It's right here. And if I click this little arrow that's under it, first of all, it tells me facetious. It even will say it for me. And I even have what kind of word it is and some synonyms. Okay, I've got my meaning. I can click on synonyms and pick those up here as well. And then if I click this right here, it will tell me, so now I'm in the word mischievous, it's going to tell me a lot of things about it. The origin, it's going to let me translate mischievous and even see the use over time. Again, all right here. I haven't left Google search. So, facetious. So they weren't sharing at me. They weren't swearing at me. That's a good thing. And, one thing that I like to do too, just to show people how smart I is, square root of pi. Oh, look at that. In case anyone was wondering, I can also do that right here in Google. And this is bringing up the Google calculator. So, if I have some complex things to do, it will let me do all of these things. And to be honest, I wasn't so great at math. I don't know what half of these things are. But one of the things that Google Calculator will let me do is now that I'm in here, I can do whatever I want. I happen to search for the square root of pi, and I can click for more info, and it will take me to a little bit of information about how I use the calculator and how I do unit conversions and things of that nature. But you can see it gets pretty intense. So if I wanted to do 100 and whatever with the cosine or whatever, what does that equal? There it is. So yeah, I like to do that sometimes to make myself look cool, like I know what I'm doing. So I'm glad I checked that out. So now I feel a little smarter because of the whole facetious thing. Now I've been working so hard and I'm really, really hungry. It's lunchtime. I've been doing a lot of Google searching, so I might want to get something to eat. What you probably didn't know is I can check nutritional information and calories right from here. So I'm thinking of like maybe getting a slice of pizza. So, but I'm watching what I'm eating lately. So I hit calories, slice of pizza. Up, and here I am. Now, whoa. 285 calories for one slice of a 14-inch regular crust. What if I get the thin crust? It doesn't help me very much now, does it? I can also look at different things this way, and if I come over here, pizza, I kind of know what it is, but it's pulling from Wikipedia, and then I'm getting a real breakdown of nutritional information, just like you would see on any label. All of this info over here and over here is pulling right from the USDA. So if I click on that, it'll take me right to the USDA long report here on different types of pizza. Fast food pizza, pizza chain, 14-inch pizza. They do this sort of basic calculations for you. And, you know, instead of having to go to their site or going to a calorie count site, here I am. So, that's depressing. I don't even know if I want to do that, but, you know, maybe I'll just have a banana. 105 calories. That's a little better. Whew. Maybe I'll have a small one that's only 90 calories. What does this give me for 12 grams of sugar? Yikes. So I think you get the point. Again, I'm doing right here. I haven't left search. I have not left my search screen, and I'm still getting all this information. So I'm eating my lunch. You know, I'm getting through the day, and I'm getting a little pooped. I might want to listen to some music. It's going to kind of perk me up. You know, sometimes you get a little pooped after lunch. It's that afternoon lull. So I want to look for some music. You know, I'm a big Jay-Z fan. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to say Jay-Z songs. And just like that, I've got quite a long list of songs. Now, these aren't all his songs, but these are whatever this Google Knowledge Search has pulled together for me. From this point, I can even, you know, click right on here, one of the songs, Holy Grail, and it'll even bring me up a YouTube video, and I can click right here. It'll tell me what album it came out of, when it was released, the artist. Okay, I can click right here and listen to it. I've also got a whole bunch more information over here if I want to. He happens to be married to someone named Beyonce. So I can click on here and read more about her. Her songs are over here. Sort of the same deal. I can click on them. Here's this one. All right, takes me around. Didn't even leave Google, so I can get some things going and listen to my music there. You know, and I'm listening to my music too, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do tonight? Is there a Celtics game on? So since I moved here, I kind of miss my Celtics games. I am not a big sports person. I'm more of a dorky type. But I do like me some basketball, and I do miss the Celtics. And, well, I can just pull up Celtics game, and I can see what their stats are right now. Okay? I can see when their next game is. And I can even see, like, a little bit of their last schedule, you know, how they did. So yesterday they played the Mavs, and they lost. All right. The day before, though, they beat the Kings. I can see their schedule. Here's what's going on. They're playing here. If I want to preview it, if I want to buy tickets, I've got it all right here. Again, all I did was hit Celtics game. And now, as I record this video, the Olympics are going on in Sochi. So let's say, yikes, don't mind my crazy typing. If I type in just even Olympics, all of this data comes pulling in here. So this is something obviously special for the Olympics, but it's just this exact same technology and the exact same philosophy that Google has in terms of rendering information for you right here in the search screen. So I can see what's going on today. I can see what was yesterday's schedule, the men's downhill, the biathlon. I can click here and get to all these different events. Today I can see what's going on. So this is luge is going on live. I can click on luge and I can see all the different events. I can see what the standings are, different things here. And then obviously always under here, always throughout this whole video, has been my search results. And again, just in terms of the whole big picture over here, I can see, what the gold standings are. That's always a big deal. How many people are doing well on the standings, and I can even go down here and see pretty much every single thing that's going on, and if there's a ceremony that's going along with it, and such like that. Pretty good, right? So now I've got my stuff scheduled for today. I've got a lot going on. I've got a Celtics game. I can watch some Olympics later on tonight. And, all this Google search stuff makes me think, wow, Google's a pretty good company. I wonder what their stock goes for. So I'm just going to type in Goog, which is their NASDAQ symbol. And here we go. It's going to pull up a little bit of information on their stock for me as well. They're open, they're high, they're low, their volume. 1 day, 5 day, 5 years. I can see exactly how they're doing. This is pulling from a few different sources: Google Finance, Yahoo Finance, MSN Money. But again, if I want to get some more info, I can just really click anywhere on there, and it's going to pull up. This is Google's Finance app. So this is another pretty incredibly robust app, just like they have for flight info and such, where I can really dig in. Now, I'm not a stock guy, so I'm not sure what any of this stuff means, to be honest. But if you are a stock guy, one would think that, or girl, one would think that you can get into a pretty good amount of information just right here on this screen. And again, that's Google's Finance app. So, wow. So I don't know. Maybe I won't buy Google stock right now, because that's just, I can't figure that out. Now I'm sort of at the end of my day, and I'm getting a little pooped, and I'm thinking, you know what? I live near the beach. I've worked hard today. I've pretty much mastered Google search over the course of today, and I kind of want to hit the sunset. So I'm going to see what time the sunset on Oak Island is today. 5:52. Huh. So I better think about heading out of here and maybe getting some work done. There's a lot to do, I guess. So I want to say thanks to everybody for joining me for my little daily trip down Google search. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, let us know.